South Africa's governing African National Congress, ANC, lost its 30-year-old outright majority in this week's election, winning only 159 seats in the 400 seats parliament, official results showed on Sunday. President Cyril Ramaphosa and the leaders of most of the rival parties attended the announcement, but former President Jacob Zuma stayed away. No single party won a majority in the National Assembly.
Behind the ANC's 159 seats from 40% of the vote came the center-right Democratic Alliance on 87 seats and 22%. Third place was Zuma's upstart Radical Party, the newly formed, MK Party, which grabbed 14.79% of the votes and, of course, 58 seats. Now, joining us to discuss the results of the South African elections is Trevor Shaku, the national spokesperson of SAFTU. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, and thanks for having us.
All right. I'm not sure if, I can describe this election results as shocking, but, did this come as a surprise to you and many other South Africans seeing the ANC lose this majority? And what does this mean going forward?
Look, this did not come as a surprise. Of course, the fact that it's a 17% decline from 57% in 2019 to 40% now, of course, is somewhat shocking. We had expected that it would decline below 50%, but we never anticipated that it would decline that much. But nonetheless, the political and socio-economic issues that, in our view, would have caused this huge decline from the African National Congress have always been there and have been evident. For instance, we're talking about corrupt governance in terms of the public institutions, in terms of the state-owned enterprises in which we have seen criminal syndicates, some of whom actually belong to the African National Congress, utilizing state-owned companies to loot and to enrich themselves. We've seen in public institutions, procurement has been made to benefit a number of people who are politically connected. We've seen in public institutions hiring of people to fill vacant posts actually being done to benefit comrades, to benefit families, girlfriends and boyfriends. All of this, including the fact that there is no reliable running water in our communities, there's no reliable sewage system. In fact, if you go to many of the townships in South Africa, you would find that black townships in particular, you'll find that sewage is running through people's doors and corridors and all of that.
So just to jump in, Trevor, I understand. So what you're saying is, that the ANC simply has, mostly mismanaged, South Africa as a country, and of course, they've not done well enough, while in office, and that maybe has led to the lack of trust in them by the electorate. But, it's not. Do you think that the other options are a lot better? The DA, the EFF, the MK, are these better options, that South Africans maybe are considering?
Look, South Africans are torn between these parties. But if you look at the manifestos of these organizations, in my view, the organization's manifesto or the manifesto of an organization that is progressive and leans towards creation of jobs and has stipulated in clear terms the targets of how are they going to create these jobs. In my view, that organization will be the EFF. The EFF came with a very different manifesto in these particular elections, and this manifesto for any left progressives like ourselves in the trade union movement, it is actually what would have been promising. But of course, people went to choose other parties in addition to this. They went for the DA, they went for MK, but the desperation of the South African masses leans upon issues of governance. So mostly, they may not have looked at what are the clear policy measures that these organizations are going to put forward. What they may have looked at is what kind of a party would give us a clean government. And that is the reason why, in my view, I think that they would have, of course, still gave their vote to the DA, the Democratic Alliance, even though it has become quite clear over time now that it is leaning more towards white conservatism and it's more market liberalist. But of course, they are not looking at those particular types of policy aspects. They are looking at whether this particular organization can give us.
All right.
Because those radical blacks are looking at MK to think that MK can actually radicalize the economy, not radicalize in a sense of changing ownership structure, but merely ensuring that there is black ownership that is increasing in the economy.
So, Trevor, we're hoping to see that the parliament will meet in the next 2 weeks. Is that confirmed that there's going to be a meeting within the next 2 weeks?
Yeah, they are obligated by the constitution to constitute a government in 2 weeks. That is 14 days.
And are we looking to see any coalitions maybe with these latest developments? I mean, this will be the first time that the ANC is losing its parliamentary majority since 1994. So are we looking to see any coalitions maybe?
We're looking at 3 possibilities. 1, coalition. 2, we call a government, a minority government, where political parties come and vote for the person who has the highest voting in that particular list, or we are looking for a government of national unity. So most likely we are to emerge with a coalition.
All right. Thank you very much, Trevor Shaku, for joining us. We're keeping up with South Africa. Within the next 2 weeks, we hope to have you again so we can have some final updates regarding the elections. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.